Certain informal discussions took place involving a full and frank exchange of views, out of which there arose a series of proposals. Have you ever wondered why news anchors or presenters can speak or read English incredibly fast without losing clarity? Usually, the moment when we try to speed up, our pronunciation just falls apart and our pace just slows down. But today, we're gonna fix that. I have developed a simple 3-step method that will help us pace our English speaking perfectly. And hey, it's not about just moving your mouth faster. Let's check this out. Step 1. Analysis. Let's say you have a passage and want to read it out loud with fast speech. For me, the first thing I'm going to be doing is to analyze this text, and there are 4 specific things I pay attention to. First is clipping. Many English sentences are too long to finish in one breath, so the first thing we need to do is to clip the sentence into smaller, manageable parts. Once we identify those pauses, the sentence becomes much more easier to control. I like to chop sentences at, for example, punctuation, linking words, clauses, and sometimes infinitives. You might, for example, innocently instruct an AI agent to summarize a 1,000-page external document, cross-reference its contents with private files on your local machine, then send an email summary to everyone in your team. However, this is just a simple or brief reference that I draw from what I understand about English grammar. It is not very strict set of rules, so it is totally up to you to do the clipping as you like. Second is linking. When native speakers talk fast, they don't pronounce words separately. The words flow into each other, so we must look at 2 words as if they were just one word, and we break that word down as I mentioned in this video. Turns out, turns out, turns out, turns out. Right here. I'm not going to cover every detail about linking in this very short video, but if you're interested in it, I recommend checking out this website where you can play around with those linking patterns. Once you start seeing these connections, fast speech suddenly feels much more natural, running more smoothly, you know. Third is content words versus function words. So not every word in a sentence carries the same way. Content words like nouns, verbs, and adjectives and adverbs need to be pronounced clearly, while function words like of, to, something like that are usually reduced and rushed over. When beginners try to speak fast, they often emphasize every single word equally, but that actually slows them down. Fourth is chunks. Chunks are the word combinations that appear so frequently that our brains store them as a single unit. Think of phrases like kind of, kinda, a lot of, a lotta, one of the most, I'm going to be, I'm gonna be. Yeah, things like that. When these phrases become automatic, you don't process them word by word anymore. Your brain treats them as one piece, which saves you massive amount of time and effort. When I first discovered this, I practiced chunks enthusiastically, repeating phrases like one of the most, one of the most, one of the most, one of the most, until they rolled off the tongue effortlessly. Step 2. Drilling. Once the analysis is done, we move on to step 2, drilling. So we're going to put into practice the symbols, the things that we talked about before in step 1 for this passage. Feel free to pause this video right now to mentally highlight your own clips, links, and chunks and everything like that. We can actually put slashes over clips, hyphenate the linking that we need to pay attention to, underscore those chunks that we have learned, and remember to highlight function words to help us know that we do not pronounce them fully. For its part, I have several techniques to facilitate our drilling. The first technique we use here is clipped drilling. Remember those natural pauses we found in step 1? Now we practice one clip at a time. Inside each tiny clip, pay attention to the chunks, to the linking, to the rhythm, to the function words, everything we mentioned before. Don't move on until that single clip feels buttery smooth. The second technique is problem spotting. As you practice, pay attention to the exact micro moments that slows you down. It might be a difficult vocabulary or a weird phrases that makes your tongue trip. When you hit a speed bump, just stop and rewind and do it again. highlight that specific problem area and repeat it like 5, 10, or even 20 times. Pinch or pinch. That was like pinch, okay? Pin. That was pin. See, pin and pinball. And explicit, and inexplicit nature of your remit, and the arguably marginal and peripheral, okay? Arguably marginal and peripheral nature of your influence. Step 3. Zoning. Finally, we reach the ultimate step, zoning. At this stage, we bring all our polished clips back together and read the entire passage smoothly. But there's one final layer to add: tone and rhythm. Every sentence has a mood. Some words should be stretched out for dramatic effect, while others should be light and quick. When you get into that zone, the sentence only becomes effortless to deliver at a very, very high speed. Certain informal discussions took place involving a full and frank exchange of views, out of which there arose a series of proposals which on examination proved to indicate certain promising lines of inquiry, which, when pursed, led to the realization that the alternative course of action might in fact, in certain circumstances, be susceptible of discrete modification, leading to a reappraisal of the original area of the difference, and pointing a way to encouraging possibilities of compromise and cooperation, which, if bilaterally implemented with the appropriate give and take on both sides, might, if the climate were right, have a reasonable possibility at the end of the day of leading rightly or wrongly to a mutually satisfactory resolution. Woo! So these 3 steps, analysis, drilling, and zoning, make up the total system that I developed over the years of trial and error. I have to be honest here, at first this process feels a little bit slow, so you have to manually mark things down, but if you stick with it, if you stick to it, your brain starts doing all the things automatically. The pauses, the rhythm, the linking, your eyes and brain will process them instantly in real time. I don't identify with either Gen Z or millennial. I'm a person born in 1998, which is considered to be part of the Gen Z, but the argument breaks down, especially when you compare them to a Gen Z born in 2008, for example. Even though I am technically still a young person in our 20s, in terms of music or technology that relates to them, which not something that a typical 2008 born Gen Z would ever understand or experience. Especially this 2008 born Gen Z in terms of technology and social media, even though I am still technically part of the young generation, especially music preference like the K-pop and pop music growing up, and remembering the days of Justin Timberlake and Timberland, for example. And the sound of K-pop that a 2008-born Gen Z listened to had become unrecognizable from the K-pop I grew up with. What happened to SS501? What is that? What happened to U-Kiss? And does anyone even remember or know who Seven is? I even remember the days of flip phones, Nokia, Motorola, Game Boy, and even dial-up internet, like 拨号上网，对吧？ dial-up internet, and only had my first smartphone when I entered high school, and I bet most Gen Z don't even know this type of exercises in the old YouTube era, besides their TikTok mumbles rap or other nonsense they called music, and that is how I feel looking at a 2008-born fellow Gen Z. And I even remember watching MTV and the golden days of YouTube when I was in Fred. Smart equal 3 and many more. Okay, that's the end of the video. If you found this helpful, just hit the like button and keep practicing. And remember, happy learning. I'm Shawn English here, and I'll see you in the next video.